You will never get into a kayak or any other boat without a properly fitted, Coast Guard approved life jacket. And you can look on the labeling here. This is ULC, so it's also approved by ULC, which makes it okay. And someplace in here it will say Canadian Coast Guard approved. If it doesn't say Canadian Coast Guard approved, then it's not approved to use in Canada. You will get fined.
Even if it does say U.S. Coast Guard?
Yes, it has to be Canadian Coast Guard approved.
Oh, okay.
This is a rescue jacket. Most life jackets aren't going to have this belt with this kind of pigtail on it.
Okay.
If there was a swimmer in the water, I could go into the water, hook up to them, and pull them to a safety. Okay. If there was two swimmers in the water, like I became a swimmer going after somebody else,
yeah,
I would hook this to them, and then we would have a sea tow hooked up to this, and kayakers would pull us into safer water.
Oh, okay. So this is more of a rescue type.
This is a rescue type of a life jacket.
So if you had an expedition leader and he didn't have one of these, you may want to think twice about the guy's qualifications. You're not kind of judge him by his gear, what he's using.
The guides, the instructors, and the people that really stick out are going to have the high-end gear.
Yeah.
And your gear is going to be a little bit different.
Yeah. Okay.
So this is a regular jacket. You can have side entry, front entry, pull-on. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
What it's going to do is it's going to give you a really wide opening here, so that when you're paddling all day long, you're not going to have the life jacket riding up and giving you chafes and everything.
Oh, okay.
Like that. So that makes
there's different. So if you just bought a life jacket, it may not be any good for a long day of paddling.
You need a paddling jacket.
Okay.
Transport Canada law.
Okay.
You're required to have 15-meter, 50-foot buoyant heaving line for rescue.
Okay.
So you'll always have one of these. The other option you have is you have what's called a 3-in-1. So you have your buoyant heaving line.
Okay.
You have your P-less whistle because you're required to have a P-less whistle or other sound signaling device.
Okay.
And you're required to have a half-a-liter bailing device. So there's your half-a-liter bailing device right there.
Okay. So you can spring a leak or you get splashed or something.
This works much better in a kayak, especially when you're in the cockpit. You've got waves breaking over you. You've got your spray deck done up. You're back in the boat. You can lift an edge of the spray deck up and you pump the boat out without it refilling on you. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So this is a bilge pump.
And that you strap somewhere to the top.
Or in the boat, depending on how your boat is rigged. You can buy the stock boat, and then as you learn how to paddle and learn different things, you're going to want to make changes to it.
Make it your own.
Yes. For self-rescue, this is the type of paddle float that I personally prefer.
Okay.
If you're in the water, you will take your paddle, you put it in, you would secure this around your paddle, and you would open your tube, and then fill your chamber. And you would do the same thing on the other side. You put the paddle in first, that way you can release the chambers. And then you would set up your So the things that you're required to have by Transport Canada law, you have to have properly fitted PFD or life jacket. You have to have a signaling device, which is recommended that it be a P-less whistle, Fox 40s.
Okay.
You can use a rechargeable air horn, but you have to have a method of recharging it on you.
That might be a little bit difficult. Yeah, trust there.
So you also have to have your buoyant heaving line, and your bailing device. And that's what's required by Transport Canada. It's those 4 things.
Okay.
They don't require you to carry a spare paddle, which anybody going out on the water is going to carry a spare paddle. So
just in case something
Just
breaks.
in case happens. I've had to break doing a self-rescue, where a breaker has come on top of me and I've broken my paddle.
Okay.
So that means I've had to switch everything out while I'm in the water next to the boat, and then get back into the boat. That's a totally different lesson with self-rescue. Okay? That's the introduction to the kayak.
Wow.